start with, I would like to thank elets for extending me an invitation here to speak to you. I won't take much time. All I bring is a perspective from a state government side as to how to use these kind of new technologies and certain challenges which we face while implementing all these e-governance initiatives, especially the latest technologies like cloud and its use in the government. The technical aspects of all these new technology, especially the cloud, has been explained to you by Raja here. I would focus on certain fundamental things which we, while implementing such technologies, face. The biggest challenge a state government faces is the process re-engineering which we have to do to implement such kind of initiatives. It's very hard for many of the departments to understand that you can use these services in future as pay-as-you-go kind of thing. For that to happen, they need to change their budgeting systems, and that involves consultation with many other departments. So it's very difficult for, initially, for departments like IT department to try and convince the user departments to change their way of working as well as way of thinking, way of budgeting, so that they are able to adopt these kind of new technologies and pay as you go, whether it is platform or service or infrastructure. This is one of the major challenges which we are facing, at least in our state, and I am sure a couple of other states which are slightly behind in terms of e-governance in the spectrum of all the state governments. They also face similar kind of challenges. But Maharashtra may be on the one side of the spectrum. Then there are certain states which have reached somewhere in the middle, and some of the states are lagging behind. The states which are lagging behind also find a lot of apprehension in terms of data privacy, data protection with these kind of initiative. It's a big challenge for the civil servants at the middle and the lower level to understand, because they are not exposed to the IT initiatives and capacities to understand these kind of new systems. So for that, we need to make a major move towards enabling them in terms of understanding of new technologies so that they are able to adopt and then change also. There's another big apprehension which goes in the minds of top level civil servants also while adopting these technologies is data privacy and how do we handle breaches as per our laws. There are laws, but then how do we implement those laws? Cyber crimes also, and then most of the investigations land up to police. My experience has been that capacity of the most of the police departments, barring few in the country, is very, very limited. You know, they struggle to understand small things in technology and then make it into an evidence to ultimately prosecute such kind of breaches. That is a major issue which also needs to be tackled, and the police departments have to gear up to understand data privacy in the world context and bring it par with the international standards also. Let me go back to another major issue which many of the states face. Cloud services can be developed, technologies available. The security of the cloud and other things is also more or less standardized in our country now. And we have our government cloud of the NIC already in place. And the state governments also are doing it, and over a period of time we will also implement it. But the major issue is that for G2C services to go on to cloud, connectivity is a major issue. I had an impression earlier that some of the advanced states like Andhra Pradesh, which are very high on the index of IT enablement and e-governance, the connectivity would be good. But my experience was different. And I found that even 50-60 kilometers out of Hyderabad, the connectivity, telecom connectivity is very dodgy actually at times. And then I thought that, okay, states like J&K, maybe Northeast, hill states, some of them suffer a lot because of connectivity. And now we are thinking, the Government of India is funding the penetration of a backbone up to Panchayat level. Even that is also not going to probably handle all the challenges of connectivity, because the current level of penetration is also very dodgy in many areas. Even some of the district level headquarters suffer from that. So G2C services may not be able to use the full potential of cloud in the near future. In the distant future, probably it will happen. And I also made a suggestion in the ministry at one point of time that to make the panchayat level penetration of national optical fibre network much more quicker, it should be also able to leverage the capacities of private sector telecom companies, if not only the public sector companies. And I don't know how far it can be accommodated within the government context, but there is a case because most of the companies, private or public sector, like BSNL or MTNL, they are licensed by the same ministry. And if they are licensed and regulated, then I think they can also participate in taking this penetration of optical fiber network to panchayats. Let's hope in the future we are able to shift to that. That is all I wanted to say, 3-4 big challenges from the government, state government perspective. I'll not take much time. I would like to thank you for hearing me out on state government's perspective. Thank you.